Disclaimer. The content provided in this podcast is for informational and entertainment purposes only. While we discuss topics related to mental health advice, life wisdom, and alike, the opinions expressed are personal views of the hosts and do not constitute professional, legal, or medical advice. We make no representations or warranties about the accuracy or completeness of the information discussed. Any action you take based on the information in this podcast is strictly at your own risk, and we are not liable for any losses or damages in connection with its use. Additionally, this podcast may contain discussions around addictions, substances, which are intended for adult audiences. We do not endorse any illegal activities. Please consult your local laws before engaging in any actions related to this content. By listening to this podcast, you agree that you are over the age of 18 or the age of majority in your jurisdiction and understand the terms of this disclaimer.
Welcome to the Balancing Forces podcast, where two opposites collide in the best way possible. One brings the fire,
the other keeps it chill.
But together we share life's lessons, hard-earned wisdom,
advice you can actually use.
Whether you need a fresh perspective or just a laugh, we're here to elevate your mind. So buckle up, because things are about to get real and
really funny.
Chapter 8, The Wet Cement of Your Soul. I have a recollection, a very vivid image, from when my daughter was young. I was looking out the front windows of my house in Minneapolis onto the giant boulevard of grass and trees in front. There, my daughter, Zvea, was laughing with my son. He was chasing a ball, as was his wont, and she, my dear girl, was twirling in her white sundress with floral print. It was a sunny summer day, a light breeze blowing through. Her bare feet were in the lush green grass, and there she was, simply twirling in the sun coming through the oaks. She couldn't have been more than 2, maybe 3 years old. Twirling, blissfully happy, not a care in the world. And it has occurred to me many, many times over the years that that is how we come out of the womb, twirling. No child comes out of the womb thinking that they are no good or not good enough, or feeling unlovable, or that their very existence doesn't matter. No kid is born believing they suck. That is not the natural human state. Our initial state is one of carefree bliss, love, one of twirling. Thus, if I have a client darkening my door, unhappy, needing help, depressed, anxiety-ridden, dead inside, unfulfilled, numb, and or longing for so much more in life, then something happened between twirling and now. Something happened to make the twirling stop. Somewhere along the journey, usually very young, a lie got implanted into the child. The child was told, implicitly or explicitly, she's no good or doesn't matter. It was a lie. It was never true, then or now. And that lie got reinforced again and again, as lies tend to be when inserted by the most powerful and influential people in our lives, usually parents, significant family members, uncles, aunts, siblings, grandparents, or teachers and clergy, as well as the incessant background noise of society. But again, usually it's the parents who implant the lie. See, when we're children, we're wet cement, and as every kid knows, what gets pressed into or written into wet cement hardens. Tommy is a fink, or David loves Amy, stays in the neighborhood sidewalk for years, even decades. Whatever images, words, and impressions are pressed into the wet cement of the child's soul stick. The messages of the childhood hardens, concretize, and calcifies, and becoming the bedrock of the person's identity and existence, quite unbeknownst to him or her. When we are children, we're wet cement. Whatever messages get pressed into the wet cement of the child's soul, whether deliberately or inadvertently, harden and become the bedrock beliefs, even below the other core beliefs, quite hidden from view, for the remainder of that child's life. Never underestimate the power of hidden, calcified beliefs. Once hardened there, down in the very depths of the child's soul, away from peering eyes of even the most introspective soul later in life, yet fully present every day, these core beliefs become, if I may mix metaphors, the primary operating system of the whole machine. A person's entire life could consist of one haywire path after another, or worse, it could be one massive success after another. Quite counterintuitively, often the most ridiculously successful clients are the most unhappy and unfulfilled, and possess the most debilitating messages and impressions in their cement. And no matter their failures or their successes, no matter how many therapists they try or people they talk to, they just cannot seem to pull themselves out of their funk. Why? Neither they nor the people they're talking to have any clue what they're really looking for. They have no idea that what is the most powerful is what is unseen, always. Most therapists and clergy lack the ability to go deep enough to expose what is written in a person's cement and then create new life-giving beliefs at the core of the person. Too often the focus is on the known and the visible, simply because it is known and visible and therefore easier to work with, even though changes are never lasting. Too many clergy and therapists simply don't have the experience or useful understanding of that which is unseen inside of a person. One of the grand truths of life is that things are seldom as they appear. Yet, that is precisely what is needed, a destruction of the cement and its ill-formed message that is robbing the bearer of life. Also needed is a creation and implementation of new beliefs, for it is the core beliefs written on the soul that control everything. It is not the will that drives a human life, but the beliefs of the soul. Change those beliefs and change the person, change the world. Journaling and meditation. Questions for your journaling today. 1. When did you stop twirling? At what age do you remember life becoming not pretty, heavy, unhappy, or laden with a distinct sense of being really self conscious? 2. Why then? Why that age? What happened? What do you remember being said or unsaid? 3. Who perpetrated the actions or words that caused you to stop twirling? 4. Have you ever in your life said even word one to that person? 5. Write a letter today or this week to that person. Do not send it. Just write it out. Flush out the most powerful feelings you have about that event and all that followed in the years afterwards. Use the strongest, even most offensive language you possibly can. Express your anger, your rage, your hurt, your tears, your sorrow, your regret for not saying something sooner, perhaps. Say it all. What is the single biggest thing you want to say or have never said to this person? What is it that you most want to ask this person? 6. I'm not saying you should, but would you ever speak to or confront this person? Why or why not? What is it that you most fear most in doing so? Their defense, their denial, their indifference? Meditate on this notion of smashing the hardened cement deep inside of you that holds all of your negative self beliefs. See yourself smashing it with a sledgehammer or dropping it into the most powerful acid and melting it away forever. See yourself pouring gorgeous, fresh cement that you're going to press in or write in the most wonderful, powerful, life giving beliefs, which we will add throughout the book. Now, journal a bit more. 1. What is the biggest good thing that you can possibly imagine being written into the cement of your soul? What would feel the best? Is it, I am wonderful? My life matters? I matter. I am good and good enough. I love who I am and who I am becoming. I believe in you. I am wanted. I like me. Heck, I love me. Or is it something completely different? Why that phrase? 2. What is the single most negative thing you can think of that was pressed into the former cement of your soul? Are you ready to smash that belief and let it go forever? 3. What are 5 sentences that explain what that would feel like? 4. Who would be most excited for you to become who you really are? Who are the people who would be your biggest supporters? What is the one sentence each of those people would say in support of you and make it different for each person? Song recommendation. I have a beautiful little ballad for you that speaks to how we stray from twirling, how life gets lost as we abandon our true selves amid the lies that get inserted into us. The Sand and the Foam by Dan Fogelberg.
How awesome is this? This is going to be the book we're going to be giving away. It is an autographed copy as well, so please stay tuned for the information on that giveaway. Thanks for listening. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, share this out with your friends. At the end of the series, there will be a giveaway for a copy of your own book. Thank you.